Good day everyone, my name is Max Steven Rebusquilio and today I will discuss the goal 14 or life below water. Fishing is one of the most significant drivers of declines in ocean wildlife populations. Catching fish is not inherently bad for the ocean, except for when vessels catch fish faster than stocks can replenish something called overfishing. The number of overfished stock globally has tripled in half a century, and today fully one-third of the world's assessed fisheries are currently pushed beyond their biological limits. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, overfishing is closely tied to bycatch, the capture of unwanted sea life while fishing for a different species. This too is a serious marine threat that causes the needless loss of billions of fish along with hundreds of thousands of sea turtles and cetaceans. The damage done by overfishing goes beyond the marine environment. Billions of people rely on fish for protein, and fishing is the principal livelihood for millions of people around the world. Many people who make a living catching, selling, and buying fish are working to improve how the world manages and conserves ocean resources. WWF works with a cross-section of stakeholders to reform fisheries management globally, focusing on sustainable practices that not only conserve ecosystem but also sustain livelihood and ensure food security. The impacts of this is the overcapacity. Some 4 million fishing vessels of all sizes now ply the oceans, mainly with increasing capacity and efficiencies to catch more fish. As pressure from fishing grows, the likelihood of damage to the structure and function of the ocean ecosystem increases. Inadequate government capacity and cooperation to manage, regulate, and control fisheries and fisheries trade, especially in developing nations and on the high seas, are case factor contributing to the current problem in ocean fisheries. Declining wildlife. Decades of destructive fishing has resulted in the precipitous decline of key fish stocks such as bluefin tuna and Grand Banks cod, as well as collateral impacts to another marine life. Hundreds of thousands of marine degraded ecosystem. Overfishing can impact entire ecosystem. It can change the size of fish remaining, as well as how they reproduce and the speed at which they mature. When too many fish are taken out of the ocean, it creates an imbalance that can erode the food web and lead to a loss of other important marine life, including vulnerable species like sea turtles and corals. Decreasing food and economic security. Demand for fish continues to increase around the world, and that means more business and jobs are dependent on dwindling stocks. Fish ranks as one of the most highly traded food commodities and fuels as $362 billion global industry. Millions of people in largely developing coastal communities depend on the fishing industry for their livelihood, and half the world's population relies on fish as major source of protein. When fish disappear, though jobs and coastal economies, high demand for seafood continues to drive overexploitation and environmental degradation, exacerbating this circular problem. And that's all. Thank you for listening and God bless.